Talk about right here. Get out. That's it. Okay. Alright.
Other than the fact of our bad driving, is our GPS split on us. That's just kind of what's telling us how good we are. So I'm going to try to get it to stick in the middle. Okay.
All the unforeseen.
That's bad for use. And the problem is, because a lot of the people doing the research are new operators, then you know they're not experienced operators. And then you really should be testing experienced operators. Let somebody run this for a week and then come back and evaluate how well they do, instead of just throwing somebody in there and saying, okay, was this good or is this bad? And you're still trying to figure out, you know, how all this stuff works, what to look for, etc. So what did you guys think about this? I mean, you see the concept of trying to do parallel swapping. GPS sets up. Now we did what's called typical A/B. So we set an A and we set a B, and then we're doing linear swaths after that. What we could do is there's also curve land swaths, where we actually set A and then it tracks, like when you're doing contouring or something, it'll track that whole path and then to B, and then as you go back, you're doing parallel on a curved line. And so that's another technique to use.
So you set the curve.
You set the curve with the first line. So instead of setting a point here and a point there, you instruct it to say it's curved, and it'll track like every second what your position is, and then it'll try to do a parallel swath based on that curve. Now, what I want to do now is run through the menus to tell you how this was set up. This is not necessary for the lab. This is just for your own personal information. So Jessica's got the times of the start and the stop for each group. I think we all did about, in theory, we're supposed to do 8 swaths. And what I'm going to do is run through the menu. So let's jump over here and do that. Now, unfortunately, everybody can't see what I'm going to show you because it's on the screen here. But what I'm going to do is just kind of describe what each menu item is going to be. So the way this is set up, it's got this linear menu, and I think I showed this to you a little bit in class, but if I go over, it says field operations, status, configuration. So configuration is what I want. I'm going to drop down into that configuration, and then there's guidance config, which is something I need to put in, and then there's light bar config, how I config my light bar. And then there's other configs, function key, log, GPS config, DGPS config, you know, whether I want WAS or OmniStar or whatever. We're using OmniStar differential for this, as you will see. Port A config, port B config, CAN buses. Okay, so I'm into the guidance config. This is